Hello folks, my name is Leo and welcome to my nerd tool. So today I will talk about a movie from Brazil. It's called The Secret Agents. Okay, I will give synopsis here and give my opinion, and because this is a review of this movie. But before I do that, first time here at this channel and you like this kind of content about movies, series, animes, pop culture in general here, leave a like here and leave a like here and subscribe. Okay, and share this video with your friends and ask them to subscribe here because my goal here is to have 500 subscribers. Okay, we are 200 now, more than 200, but now I want to get 500 maximum. Okay, that and help this channel, give the support. Okay, so if you do it, I will appreciate that. So if you like this kind of content, you are in the right place. Okay. So let's talk about the Secret Agents is a new Brazilian movie is coming, right? So is a this movie won before I talk about the movie here. This movie won a lot of prizes. Okay, they won a lot of prizes here from other festivals, from the film festivals. Okay, so here we have Wagner Moura. Okay, Wagner Moura. He plays Marcelo. Okay, so Marcelo, he's a guy who is expert in technology. Okay, that so and he went there to yeah. So he went there to so he lives in Recife. Okay, that so that's the and uh, and the year is 1977. Okay, that so it's a long time ago. This story. Okay, that it's not based on the it's not based on the true story here. Okay, so it's a new story. Okay, and this movie is it's about Marcelo. Or okay, so who is the secret agent? That's why the name of the movie, right? And he has two names, Marcelo and Armando. Okay, so he uses these two names. But why he used these two names? Right? Why he changed the name? Right? That's the real name for the fake name, right? That because he is escaping from the guys there, so who wants to kill him, right? That so he needs to a place that he can be safe, right? That so the thing is, this movie here is about like these the villain here, right? So people needs so there's one guy here, and he sent two people to go after him. Why they go after him, after Marcelo here? Because in the past, right? So something happens in the past, right? So something wrong, right? That and the thing is, the movie they talk about a lot of things here, right? So, for example, in Brazil, because I'm from Brazil, right? That and in Brazil, just to explain for people from the other countries here to explain what's going on here, we have a map. Okay, this is Brazil, right? There, and and we have north and south, right? That so people who lives in the north, because the people who lives in the north of Brazil and south of Brazil, and closely, then southeast and northeast, right? They are rival, right? So let's say the people who lives in northeast, they are poor people, right? And the south and southeast, they are rich people. And rich people and poor people here in Brazil, they don't like each other. Okay, so the reason why, I don't know why, right? Because I think it for me is really uh, in yeah, it's not acceptable, right? Inacceptable that, right? But I will explain what's happened. So here in the movie, they explain that. So why these two guys went after Marcelo because and here and in the movie they explain the in the past what's happening because and that he used these two names. One is Armando, and the other one is Marcelo, right? And they used this, and he used these two names here because uh, he doesn't want to be known, right? Because that's why every agents, right? So the secret agents they change their names, right? So for example, James Bond, for example, right? Or Jason Bourne, right? Or maybe Mission Impossible, right? So sometimes they use the different names, right? To escape for something bad he does in the something bad things he did in the past, right? That's the story about here, right? So the way how they explain that is really interesting here. Okay, that but if you like James Bond, you cannot compare this movie to, for example, James Bond movies or Jason Bourne, right? Because this movie here is a little different, right? So and they have my action scenes here is they have only one action scenes, only one. Okay, that and it's really good, by the way. Okay, and the way how they explain the story, right? That uh, they explain that the story is really interesting. That this movie here is directed by and this movie here is directed by this guy here, by Kleber Mendonça. Okay, so he's the same director of Bacurau. Okay, so he's the same director, right? And here uh, yes. And here in this story here we have Marcelo, right? So he escaped to somewhere, right? In Recife, right? Because he needs a place to stay, right? Because he doesn't have a place to stay, and he needs and there in Recife he has a son, this here, okay, that, and and uh, and go back to the story about these the people who lives in north or northeast in Brazil and people who lives in south and or southeast in Brazil. They are rival, right? Because he has a wife in this movie here, but he mentioned his wife, but they explained that his wife is dead, and so she passed away, right? That and they explain why he lost his wife, why that, and just because this discussion about the poor people and rich people, right? That so and for example, uh, in some cases here they talk about like rich people, especially in Brazil, right? Rich people don't respect the poor people, right? So it's yeah, it's definitely true. These, right? That unfortunately we have these in Brazil, right? Because in my opinion here, doesn't matter if you are a poor guy or a rich guy, right? So we need to go work together, right? Doesn't matter if you are poor, if you are rich, that. So we need to work together, right? And is going to be really great for Brazil or another country, right? That, but it's not the case here, and I just give you my personal opinion about this discussion, right? But the movie is really good. The way how they explain why they have this discussion, right? Why his wife uh, why his wife died, right? And they explained that, right? So And one thing here, these people who is or who are after Marcelo here, uh, uh, because Marcelo he worked together with them before, right? And after this death of his wife, that he needs to escape, right? So because these people who he worked for a long time, right? They are not so nice, right? Let's put it this way, right? So they went after him, right? And the boss of these two the boss who sent these two guys to go there, right? Uh, he's really like evil, right? Let's put it this way. He wants a if you fight him, kill him. That's the thing. Like, right? So kill him that. But the movie is really good. Okay, that and they and I like it when we have so many questions in the movie, right? That so there are some characters here. They will ask you, Marcelo, some questions, right? That ask him some questions. What's happening in the past, and they show this past about him, right? That and. In the end of the story here, in the end of the movie here, was a little just one negative for me here was a little confused for me, right? Was confused in the end of the movie here because he plays another character. So Wagner Moura, he doesn't only plays Marcelo and Armando, right? But he plays another character. Remember, I said his character has a son, right? So I mean, yeah. So I mean, this son here. So in the end of the movie, it's a little spoiler here. Okay, that. Wagner Moura, he plays the son, but the older son, right? So he, yeah, so he raised a lot, right? That so it's just a little spoiler here, okay? So the movie is really good there. So the year is 1977, right? That and that's the story, okay? And what I like the movie here, so the action scene is really good. We have only one action scene here, only one, okay? So and only one action scene here, and really good, by the way. Right? And what I like in this movie here is the how can I say the visual of the CD, right? So of the Recife, right? The atmosphere in 1970s, right? So that's I mean, right? That and I like it, and it's really nostalgic that in 1970s in Brazil we have some cars like this, right? So that's the cars from Brazil. Okay, that's so we had in 1970s, right? That it's really interesting that when they show those cars, right? These ones here, that one here, right? Of course, that. So that was really nostalgic because I was born in 1986, right? That and I remember those cars, right? That so when I saw this in the movie, right? So and you see that in 1970s we didn't have a cell phone, for example, right? And we used some. Yes, a public phone, right? That so we call these a orelhão, and we call that orelhão, right? That in Portuguese, right? That and it's like we have yeah, you know the public phone, right? That so the phone in public, right? That you go there, put some coins there, and you call the call to the person, right? That so it's really interesting that you they put here in this movie here, right? So And the story, for me, I think the movie was too long, right? So it's like it's almost 3 hours movie, right? So it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, right? That so for me it was too long, right? So they don't need to. It's not necessary to put a too long movie to explain everything, right? That. But this is Kleber Mendoza, right? Kleber Mendoza, he is one of these directors who likes long story, right? That so that is really good here. But the is still good, right? So I'm not saying it's so bad and stuff, but this good is perfect, right? So for me here, um, just in the end of the movie, there was a little confused for me that I don't know if he because the name is the secret agents, right? And maybe he changed the name every time, right? And in the end of the movie, he changed again the name, but I don't know if he changed the name or he is playing another character, right? We don't know that, right? So that was like what my mind was like how can I say my mind was like my mind stopped right to think about and I don't know is it another character or is it because Wagner Moore he plays like three characters here right but I don't know is the third character is another character or he just changed the name okay so this movie here is really good ones okay to watch so if you want to know about this movie, that so you can go on the in the cinema, right? So you can watch this movie here. Is everywhere in the world. Okay, this movie here. Wagner Moura, he's great here as always, right? That he does every character he has, he goes well, right? And he plays well, and his acting is really interesting here. Okay, so my rate for this movie here, I will give it 9 out of 10. Okay, that is really good movie here. So 9 out of 10. Okay, because it's not yes. So if you think like it looks like James Bond and Jason Bourne, no, it's not like that. Okay, so it's just a different movie. Okay, that so then like I said, there's only one action scenes here. Okay, there's only one here, and he and is really good the same way. Okay, but the explanation of the story, the way how they explain is really good. Okay, that I like that. So and is one is the best movie of the year, Leo. Could be okay. I'm not gonna say is the best movie of this year, but they have a chance to go to the Oscar. They have a chance to go to the Oscar. So it's gonna be the second Brazilian movie will be in the Oscar, right? So the first the last year was I'm Still Here, right? That so and people will ask me, Leo, this movie is much better than I'm Still Here. No, it's not much better. I I think I'm Still Here is much better than this one. Okay, but but I'm not saying it's so bad. Okay, that but because it's two different stories, right? So we cannot compare. I'm Still Here with this movie here. Okay, but that's all I need to talk about this movie because I don't want to give you a lot of spoilers here. Okay, but it's just my opinion, but what about your opinion? Haven't watched this movie, but your opinion in the comments here below. Okay, and if you like this video here, leave a like here and subscribe here and share this video with your friends and ask them to subscribe here because my goal is to get 500 subscribers. Okay, so give me the support. So give me the support, help this channel. If you do it, I will appreciate that. Okay, so it's not too much I'm asking, guys. Okay, so just click there, subscribe, click there, and like It's so free. Okay, so every like, yeah, so every like here, um, YouTube will recommend to other people to watch my videos here. Okay, and that's all. And I see you on the next video. So see you. Take care.